Hey friends, welcome to Dr. G's Daily Cup of Encouragement. I have a fear. Actually, I have more than one. But there are two fears that I'm thinking about today. One is unhealthy and counterproductive, and I think I may not be the only one that has it. The other is healthy, grace-filled, and life-giving. Grace-filled, life-giving fear? Stay with me for a minute, and let me go back to the former. When we first entered this crazy time of physical distancing and shelter and work from home, my fear was that we would not learn anything from the adjustments we were being forced to make. I was afraid we would see this as simply something to endure until we can get back to normal, whatever that is. Now, there's nothing wrong with being motivated to learn. In fact, the desire to be a lifelong learner is one of the central motivators of my life. But it morphed into something different as time passed. And I experienced a drift into one of my greatest life-draining, joy-sucking, graceless anxieties. A desperate need for approval. Interesting sound effect at that moment. What if I'm not doing enough during this time to demonstrate my value, to prove that I'm needed, to justify my job and my salary? And to whom do I need to prove my worth? To constituents? To God? To myself? That's the unhealthy and counterproductive fear I think I share with a lot of folks. It's not that we're afraid of not getting things done. It's that we're afraid that what we're not getting done is an indication that we really don't matter. So instead of using this time as a reset, we're not using it at all. Instead of reducing the clutter and noise in our lives, we are hoarding what we can find and plotting what we'll add as soon as we're able. And as soon as this is over, we'll jump back into busyness, thinking we have to make up for all the lost time, and we'll go back to measuring our effectiveness by how much we get done and how many people show up to watch us do it. That is a tragic outcome. Now, back to that life-giving, grace-filled fear. Oswald Chambers wrote, "Wherever He," talking about God, "places us, our one supreme goal should be to pour out our lives in wholehearted devotion to Him." Not wholehearted direction to His cause, or service, or sacrifice. Wholehearted devotion. My fear is that I will substitute work for worship, trying to make things happen instead of cooperating with His life through me. My fear is that I will forget that my approval is found not in performance, but in relationship with Jesus. My fear is that I will let fear of disappointing God replace unbridled, joyful living in rhythms of grace. Does it make sense to say that my life-giving fear is that I'll be driven by life-draining fear? The issue is where the fear drives you, toward more fear or toward freedom. How about you? What's your biggest fear right now? Is it driving you toward more fear or toward freedom? Be amazing today, my friend.